Hi, so today my team and I will present to you the topic of sexual education programs in Germany. Our presentation today will cover contraception, love and relationships, and the LGBTQ+ community. While considering the subject of sexual education in contemporary society, it is important to acknowledge the way it is communicated to younger generations. Sexual education has always been considered a highly controversial and suppressed subject matter. Historically, people viewed one's sexuality as a result of biological or behavioral elements. This would imply that the transmission of sexual education be based on biased and deceitful theories or simply non-existent at all. However, with new developments in our understanding and acceptance of our sexual behavior and orientation, education systems have evolved to better inform young adolescents. Despite the progress made in this sector, its extent is not shared by all countries today. Many societies still face prejudice, outdated beliefs while discussing sex norms. However, several countries have marked their place in society by creating education systems based on acceptance and diversity, making for more open-minded and well-informed young adults. Our country having participated in this progressive education style in Germany. Germany has created a system promoting health and safety as well as deeper evaluation of the emotional and situational aspects of sex. The ideas that remain central to the curriculum are contraception, love and relationships, as well as the LGBTQ+ community. At the onset, a crucial component of Germany's sexual education program is contraception. The first form of contraception dates back to Egypt 3000 BCE, where women would use ineffective methods such as sponges, soap suds, and douches made of honey and crocodile dung to try and prevent pregnancy. Since then, researchers have been experimenting with different ways to prevent unwanted pregnancies. For example, a recent effective form of contraception known as the birth control pill was invented in the 1960s. Since then, plenty more preventative forms of contraception were introduced on the market, including the condom, the contraceptive injection, the contraception implant, the diaphragm, and plenty more. Germany's sexual education program aims at increasing knowledge on contraceptive methods. Their program has proven to be successful as the young Germans aged 14 to 17 years use contraception today more often during first sexual intercourse than 35 years ago. Additionally, in the 1980s, 1 in 3 males did not use any form of contraception during their first sexual intercourse. However, in recent years, these rates have dropped to about 1 in 16 males. Moreover, more women have started to use more contraceptive methods during their first sexual intercourse. In German society, the government, the federal states, and the community each have a role to play in the spread of good sexual education. On a governmental level, Germany is designated by law to provide sexuality education for different target age groups and to disseminate its materials for free to the general population. Regarding national education, schools are obliged by law to implement mandatory sexual education in their establishments. On a community level, Germany has multiple non-governmental organizations working in the sexual education field, aiming to spread knowledge regarding healthy sex practices among the youth. In other words, Germans value high-quality sexual education to promote healthy views on sexuality and the use of contraceptives.
Now, love and relationships are also very important topics that are an integral part of Germany's sex education program. So, in fact, the Ministry of Education's guideline for sex education in schools makes sure that teachers put a particular emphasis on aspects such as love, partnership, and marriage. In order for the government to further tackle these various topics, they make various programs and platforms available to the youth for them to consult in their own time and to get answers to their most intimate questions. In that sense, young people can visit websites such as Loveline.de, which provides them with information about love, sexuality, contraception, and partnership. This website is usually visited by both young boys and young girls aged 12 to 17 who seek to learn a little bit more about sexuality and all its surrounding aspects. Also, um, the German program is based on inclusivity and provides people with disabilities with special pedagogical handbooks that are made for them and their teachers so that they can be taught on this topic too. Also, this has a great effect on the source of information that young people decide to use. And we can see that schools and teachers account for 83% of the actual sources of information of young people.
Now we will be addressing the LGBTQ+ community education in Germany. The freedom of the LGBTQ+ community is a key component of the German sexual education program. However, inclusivity has not always been put forward. Historically, LGBTQ+ people were believed to suffer from mental illness, a premise which was found on the basis of biological and behavioral theories. These traditional belief systems have been challenged over time through developments in the field of sexuality, like Alfred Kinsey's 7-point scale, which suggested that people engage in complex sexual behaviors that cannot be reduced to simply homosexual and heterosexual. Since Germany's view on this topic has changed greatly and is much more inclusive today. In fact, it has even instaured teaching programs on homosexuality, bisexuality, trans and intersexuality in Baden-Württemberg, one of Germany's states, but this is not binding. The high number of suicides of children with same-sex desires who suffer from homophobia is one of the reasons for the need for sexual education for LGBTQ+ teenagers in schools. Schools attempt to promote acceptance and to normalize homosexuality in their sex education programs, and this at an early age. There is a long-standing academic controversy on what prompted the rise of homosexual identities and subcultures. To this day, the German government and education system has made every effort to combat bigotry and violence against the LGBTQ+ community, against every form of discrimination on the ground of sexual orientation and gender identity. It works closely with civil society partners in this endeavor, both at home and abroad. Moreover, Germany works closely with international partners to officially protect the human rights of the LGBTQ+ people. Since 2016, Germany has been a member of the LGBTQ+ core community of the United Nations. Ultimately, Germany has shown how the country is open-minded and encourages equality of all sexual orientations. In conclusion, Germany is an open-minded and modern country regarding teaching their youth about sexuality and sexual orientation. Their sexual education programs spread awareness and precaution on different topics such as STDs, pregnancies, abortion, and others. They further benefit their students by supplying them with materials such as textbooks and brochures to expand their knowledge and views on sexual relationships, as well as the LGBTQ+ community. Overall, Germany's sexual education system is beneficial and includes satisfying resources for their students. That is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.